Ecodesign Unit 3.1 Introduction to Ecodesign. Author, Environment Park Table of Content. 1 Ecodesign Definition. What is ecodesign? 2 Ecodesign strategies. Design for low waste. 1. Zero waste. 2. Upcycling. 3. Reconstruction. Design for low impact materials and processes. Design for longevity. Design for recyclability. 3. Conclusion. Ecodesign specification. Slide. 4. Ecodesign definition and concept. What is ecodesign? Ecodesign, or sustainable design, is an economic model that involves the entire process of conception, design, sale on the market, and disposal of an environmentally friendly product through minimizing the negative impact it could have on the ecosystem. Ecodesign is a type of design that allows you to integrate environmental aspects into the product development process, balancing ecological and economic needs. Through ecodesign, it is possible to search for design solutions that offer the lowest possible environmental impact during the entire life cycle of the product, thanks to 4 design strategies. Design for low waste. Design for low impact materials and processes. Design for longevity. Design for recyclability. The design for low waste allows to minimize the amount of textile waste produced. In this case, designers can choose 3 paths. Zero waste, that allows for the elimination of waste in the design stage. Upcycling, to transform materials into products of higher quality. Reconstruction, to give unwanted garment a second life. For zero waste design, the keywords are open-mindedness and creativity. There are a few essential rules. 1. Plan the pattern type you want to make and purchase the appropriate fabric in size and type. Remember, the goal is to use all the fabric, so no models with limited conventional sizes and shapes can be made. What about the excess fabric? It can be used as an embellishments, or make sure there are no excess fabric cuts. That means simple, no frills design. 2. Decide what kind of garment you want to make and what zero-waste technique to use, such as draping, knitting, or using a zero-waste pattern, whereby you can create a product by putting the pieces together like a puzzle. Upcycling is a process of transforming discarded materials, considered useless or unwanted, into new materials with a view to improving recovery. How to do upcycling? First, decide what you want to make, whether a unique piece or a reproducible collection. This first decision is important in choosing the type and amount of waste materials to use. Look for quality fabrics of any size, shape, or style. The important thing is that they are of quality. Cutting and sewing scraps, bobbin ends, samplers, or damaged fabrics are fine. If you are working with cutting and sewing scraps, look at your fabrics and experiment. Start patchworking, draping, weaving, or layering fabrics to create your recycled garment. Make sure the finish is of quality so that your finished garment does not look torn or broken. A refined look requires perfect finishing and detailing. Reconstruction is a form of upcycling and is the process of making new garments from scraps formed from previously worn garments. This process involves deconstructing the garments and reconstructing the waste materials into new patterns. Your choice of fabrics will have a major impact on the design you can achieve. Start by sourcing materials. Look for clothing samples, unsold scraps, or secondhand clothing. Do not fear stains or holes, which can be washed and repaired. Remember that no one wants to wear smelly and stained garments, even if they are reconstructed, so be sure to wash them well before redesigning them. Start by deconstructing, shredding, quilting, patchwork, and draping. It is important to make sure you have a good quality and neat finish, because no one wants a new garment to look old. Design for low-impact materials and processes. Knowledge of materials and processes that ensure low environmental impact is the first step toward understanding low-impact design. There is no such thing as a perfect fiber. Through our choices, we have the ability to select fibers that have a significantly reduced negative impact on the environment. Fibers can be of natural origin, including cotton, linen, and wool, or man-made, including polyester, viscose, and nylon. Cotton and polyester are among the most popular and widely used fibers in textiles, so let's compare them. Thanks to its light color, cotton can be bleached, before dyeing, with hydrogen peroxide, which is safer than chlorine bleach. In addition, due to its cellulose content, cotton can be chemically recycled and processed into viscose or lyocell fibers. On the other hand, however, cotton fabrics are treated with chemicals, including heavy metals, which, if left untreated, can cause significant water pollution in addition to the high greenhouse gas emissions from high-temperature washing. For polyester, however, many methods reduce the amount of water and energy used, including electrochemical dyeing, which reuses the dye bath, and non-aqueous systems that use carbon dioxide or ionic liquids instead of water, and fast drying, even at low temperature, due to the characteristic of low absorbency fibers. On the other hand, polyester does not come from renewable sources. Virgin polyester is derived from petroleum, the formation of which takes millions of years. For the same reason, it is also a fiber that decomposes very slowly, in about 200 years, much longer than natural fibers designed for longevity. Designing for longevity is a strategy for extending the use phase of products. Higher quality fabrics ensure that the garment remains intact and usable for longer, while the type of fiber affects factors such as comfort, ease of care, and crease resistance. The type of stitching and the type of dye should also be taken into consideration. A seamed or faded garment is often thrown away because it gives the impression of being old and used. Size and fit directly affect the physical longevity of a garment. Consider incorporating features that allow the wearer to adjust the size of the garment, such as built-in closures or room for alterations. You can help wearers extend the life of their garments by affixing clear maintenance labels with instructions on fibers and washing, and even advice or repair services for common problems. Style can greatly influence the wearer's attachment to a garment, and thus its durability. You can incorporate timeless, genderless style into your designs. This also allows you to appeal to a wider audience and resist the rapid pace of changing trends. People often connect to the story behind items that keeps the wearer from throwing them away. You can use this concept of emotional connection to share the story of your work with your customers. Similarly, it is important to create products and brands with strong identities and values in line with their audience. Clothing customization enables people to use their fashion choices to express their style, image, and values. Customization can range from pre-designed items with the ability to select unique colors or materials, or simply add embellishments. Design for recyclability. Recyclability is greatly influenced by the way garments are designed. It is important to work with single-fiber fabrics, or as few different fibers as possible, to facilitate disassembly. Avoid fibers that are difficult to recycle as elastane. It is critical to choose materials of the highest quality from the outset so that the fibers will withstand multiple processing cycles. Avoid structures that are difficult to recycle as padding. The absence of toxic substances is a common prerequisite for the production of a valuable secondary raw material, and excessive use of chemicals should generally be avoided. The choice of fastening methods affect the ease of disassembling a garment for recycling, so adopting innovative dissolvable stitches can be an attractive strategy to recover whole pieces of paper pattern and consider rework instead of recycling. Sewing thread fibers should match the fiber content of the fabric, especially if the product uses a monofiber material. Trimmings and accessories must be removed manually during the laundering process, which is laborious and time-consuming. Minimizing the use of these decorative elements can facilitate garment disassembly. Again, accurate labeling is critical for future recycling, so designers should be completely transparent in their labeling. Getting acquainted with local recycling solutions and partners to gauge what recycling options are available can help guide certain design decisions. Prioritizing local recycling is also better for the environment, since this can minimize the carbon footprint of transportation. Designers can support consumers by providing information about their local recycling programs. By giving guidance online and in-store, and by partnering with local organizations to ensure recycling when garments reach their end of life. Here is a summary of the main features of eco-design. Here you can find the references. Thank you for your attention.